Has Dawn ever hit on you?
No, Don actually, and that's what the whole area knows him to be kind of pervy. He's always struck me as that type. But there's something when he's around me that is so strange. Like he almost actively tries to stay away from me. And he keeps his head down, keeps his eyes down, is super nervous around me. He just acts real strange. And so like, but I know who and what it, you know what I mean? Like I've always known it's like hiding something. And I know from the stuff
Like maybe essaying Summer.
or maybe like he's the one that was peeping on us and feeling guilty every time he seen me and was wondering if I know his face.
Do you think Dawn essayed Summer?
Now I think anything's a possibility, Doug. And I was getting a sort of feeling about that right before Summer vanished. I knew there was something going on for months somewhere. I had a feeling like I wanted to see if I could find proof. So during Utah is when I started digging, and all I could really find was his oldest son's charges. And I knew instinctually, well, usually if there's one, there's more, because those don't tend to just fall out of the open sky on their own. And I was like, something's up with Utah. And I
What
had my reason for wondering about Utah. And, but I couldn't prove anything. You can't really make a call.
what do you mean by like the maybe made you lead to believe that Summer was being abused? And again, I know CPS was in their life previous to her going missing. Previous to her going missing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, CPS was always over there. And like Candace would message me, and you could tell her that's one of the very few times, like, to where it was. That's usually when she'd message me too. Like, she'd be like, well, CPS is involved again, but it's because of something like, stupid that you knew she was lying about. It wasn't the real reason, right? And I'd be like, oh, I commiserate FCPS, whatever. And then we'd move on to whatever subject it was. But, anyway,
I want you to give me a little bit more, if you can, on your feelings on
right
Don Wells,
before,
the SA kind of situation, and what I feel that happened possibly with Summer, and that why if they wanted to get rid of her, they would have had to because of internal or external injuries. Do you give me whatever you feel about the whole SA thing, Summer and Dawn and Candace, whatever?
early this year, like, I went over once, twice, and Summer was nude, and it was in a way like, I mean, because when we were young, like, we were allowed to be nude, but it was away from public. It was back here at like the pool, fenced in area to where nobody could see us. And then, like, we were females, so like at a very early young age, we were made to, there was no more nudity for us. Even back there, and where we couldn't be seen. And if company came, you darn sure had clothes on, right? And that was well before what Summer's age is now. So found it odd her being that nude at that age. But I thought, well, these people never have couth anyway, whatever. Who knows? But I mean, it was hard to look at her. Like, it visibly bothered me. Like, I couldn't look over. She was being like, hey, but also I couldn't even look at her because of the way, like, I don't know, she was kind of behaving. And I know she'd just been sitting on the ground and stuff, so I couldn't discern if she was like, because there was a couple points I was like, you'd look over and she'd just be like, you know, grabbing something. I was like, man, she's probably got an infection or something because they're just letting her run and sit on dirt and do whatever. But I know Andy was also having the feeling like maybe she was being, touched, and we were trying to figure it out. And man, DCS was already over there, and other people we knew who had called in had like kind of mentioned that, and so we were like, that's got to be like, being looked at, right? And we were trying to get proof, but there's, you know, you knew that at a certain point you called in. I mean, they're just not going to do anything again and again and again and again. And then you're stuck living beside these people. And if you're the ones calling in and you give too much information, they're going to know exactly who the hell did it. But, it's like CPSs are constantly. They're like, there's no time I can't remember that there wasn't a case going, you know? But we were starting to get that vibe, like something was wrong.